Ah! Ah! Hello! I know that this is usually where I do vlogs, and sometimes book reviews, like dedicated spoiler-filled reviews. And this is a spoiler-filled day, and yet this is a standard sit-down video. I'm doing everything wrong. But because I did the worst books of the year video, which I wasn't anticipating doing, it wasn't on my schedule, it wasn't in my plans, it was an impulsive, I need to rant about this book, so we're making a video for it. Because of that, it threw off my schedule, so I'm compensating by posting my goals video today instead of a review. So sorry to those of you who love reviews. I'll get you next week. But I do want to talk about some goals that I have for 2024. I've been thinking on these for a couple of weeks now, actually for a couple of months now, and I'm really excited about what I've set up and what I want to do with my year in 2024, so I'm going to share it with you. Most of it is related to becoming, pushing myself to be a better reviewer. I'm really happy with my reading habits right now. I think I love what I read. I'm really comfortable with, the amount I read. I don't feel any sort of pressure on myself to make myself read more or less. I just feel really good about my current reading habits, and over this year I've been pushing myself in certain ways, and some of them I think are going really well, so I want to make dedicated goals that I talk to you about and check in with you on. So we're going to talk about it. Okay, so the first thing, this is a personal character flaw of mine. I love planning, but I'm not an organized person. So I love figuring out what I plan on reading and what projects I want to do and where I want to go, but then when it comes time, I don't actually keep it organized. So you've seen possibly my seasonal TBR videos that I've started doing, and I love planning out my reading really far in advance, but then once I've read the book, it's like it disappears to the sands of time, or it would if not for my friend Lynn, who actively keeps a spreadsheet of everything that I read. She's amazing. I didn't ask this, she's just that wonderful. But this year, several people were doing awards, not just their best of the year, but giving books specific awards like best character or world or most surprising, and people do it every year, but this year was the first year that I had some serious FOMO. But I couldn't do it because I don't keep good enough notes that I could retrospectively do that. So I want to do it in 2025. So the actual goal is to keep track of reviews and stats. So I've challenged myself in November and December of 2023 to write a dedicated multi-paragraph long, detailed, hopefully, review of every book that I finish reading, and I post it on my Discord. We have buddy reads for everything over there. We have a channel for every single book that I read. People can join buddy reads, join the ones that they want to, ignore the ones that they don't. So at the end of the book, I've been posting my thoughts throughout the read, but then at the end I make a point to write out a review, a proper detailed review. And I've been doing that so that I can kind of see if this is something that I can keep up with, and it's something that I do enjoy and I do think is definitely manageable. So in 2024, my goal is to write a dedicated review for everything that I read and just store it myself. Just keep it, catalog it for myself, so that when I go back and need to talk about a book, months later, I can read over my notes, I can read over my review and remember more specific details and become a better reviewer. With that, I love graphics. I'm very graphic motivated. So with that, I've also made graphics and charts for genres and for star ratings, and I've made graphics for awards, so that with each book I finish, I have to slot it into certain categories so that everything is kind of being organized as I move forward instead of having to look back and frantically try to organize things. The thing is that my friend Lynn is already keeping the spreadsheet, so I really just have no excuse. Even if I get behind, even if I get several books behind, the spreadsheet is there. So I can just look at it and catch up. So that's my goal. I want to be a better note taker. I want to write dedicated reviews. I want to be more detailed in how I catalog my thoughts for myself, so that if I do decide to do a review, a dedicated review, or if just months later I want to bring up a book and talk about it, I want to be better at it, and I think that this will help me. With that, my next goal is to be consistent with checking in on my goals. Last year I didn't even make a goals video because I'm notoriously very bad at keeping my goals, because I make the goal video and then just don't think about it the rest of the year. This year I'm going to be intentional. I've already started doing quarterly TBR videos. I've done 2 so far. I really enjoy doing them and I'm going to keep them up. So each quarter I talk to you about the books that I plan to read over the next 3 months. But now, along with those videos, I'm going to be doing goals check-ins and stats along with that so that we can keep up with what kind of genres I'm reading. We can reflect on how my reading is going and what I'm liking and not liking. And we can actually look at the goals and see if I'm keeping up with what I have committed to keep up with. So, quarterly TBRs and goals and stats check-ins. Next goal is when I do my quarterly stats goals check-in TBR video, I'm going to, as one of the graphics that I made to help me keep organized and be motivated, one of the graphics I made is a little mini awards thing where I'll talk about over that quarter, my top 3 best books, my top 3 worst books I didn't love so much, and then a third category that I haven't decided on yet, but possibly DNFs or possibly biggest surprise. You can let me know which one sounds more interesting to you, DNF or surprise, as the third category. Anyway, the goal is that the 3 books that get the quarterly award for best 3 of the quarter, I want to commit to looking up that author's other work, and if it's possible, I want to automatically add another book from that author for the next quarter. I've gotten really good in 2023 at actually continuing series. I have not been so good at that in the past, but 2023 I've made an effort and I've done a good job at it. And one thing that I want to do better at is following authors and not just series. There are authors that I have loved their books, but I haven't explored enough of their catalog. So I really want to challenge myself, the 3 best books of the quarter, to make sure to continue reading from those authors and exploring more of their work. My next goal is what I just mentioned. I want to continue to make a point to finish series, to continue and finish series in 2024. As I said, this is something that I worked on in 2023 and I feel really happy with how I did, and I want to continue that in 2024. I'm not really one for setting myself numbers goals. Like, I don't try to hit a certain number of books read every year or try to challenge myself to read, X number of books in a certain genre or a certain category, because I want to let my reading flow according to how I feel like reading, but just making an effort to continue and finish out the series that I'm enjoying. Series I don't like, I can ditch, but if I like it, I should be continuing it. The next goal is Patreon exclusive. So I've mentioned in my TBR videos, and in this video I've already mentioned it, that for the books that I plan on reading the month, in the month that we're in, we make dedicated channels for everything that I read. People can join the channels that they want to buddy read, and then they can mute the channels that they're not going to participate in that buddy read. It makes reading very community centric. I'm buddy reading everything I read and I love it. However, my Discord, my Patreon, has reading challenges every year. One of my mods, Lynn, the spreadsheet person, the one who keeps track of my reading for me because she's amazing, she does reading challenges every single month, and she's been doing this for years. Every month has dedicated challenges, and you can complete the reading challenge on easy mode, normal mode, or hard mode, and she has personalized badges that she creates every single month, and there are people in my Discord that collect every badge of the year, of the month, every monthly badge for the whole year, and I participate in the reading challenges, but I always drop off in the summers because my kids are home and it's busy, and there are always months that I fail because life, but I want all the badges. In 2024, I want every month's badge. I want to do it. I want to get them all. And in 2024, I've started a bingo board. I'll put it there, where every season there are prompts according to the season. So it's a year-long bingo board, and you have to complete the prompts for each season. And participating in one reading challenge for that season is one of the prompts. And then there's also a space row, because there are only 4 seasons, but there's 5 rows of bingo, and space has no season, so it's the opposite of seasonal. Anyway, I put this reading challenge on, and I created personalized seasonal badges for each bingo row for this as well. So I want to complete my own bingo board, and I want to collect all my badges too, but I also want to make sure that I'm on top of sending everybody their badges. So I'm just putting this in my goals. I want to be good at hosting this event that I spontaneously decided to put on for 2024, and I want to collect all the badges that are possible to collect in 2024. That's a total of 17 badges. At the end of 2024, I should have 17 badges to show you. Final goal, again, is related to my love for making reading a community thing and a group activity. One thing that I've never done, because quite frankly it intimidates me, is hosting reading sprints. It's a thing that's really popular here on BookTube. Loads of creators do it. They host reading sprints where people, whoever's available and whoever wants to, come together, hang out, chat, and then also have dedicated time for reading. And I love being in the comments for reading sprints. My friend Alan puts on reading sprints all the time, and I try to catch as many as I can. But I've never hosted one because live streams make me uncomfortable, and a live stream topic matter that I've never tried before makes me extremely uncomfortable, but I do think that it's something that I would like doing. So I'm challenging myself to do one this year. Just one. It's a very simple challenge. I believe in myself. I'm gonna try to do it in January, so I can't talk myself out of it. So I just like, you're doing it. We're doing it now. There's a new release that comes out January 16th. So I think when I get the book, I'm just gonna try to host some sprints and start the book, and we're just gonna do it, and I'm not gonna think too hard about it. I'm trying to push myself to do more creative things that are outside of my comfort zone because I usually end up liking them, and I'm the one that's holding me back. So that's the challenge for that. So those are my goals. I don't even know how many I gave you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 goals for 2024. Like I said, I'm pretty much keeping my reading the same because I'm really happy with my reading. I love what I read and how much I read. I'm having a great time. But I do want to push myself to be a better creator. So these are what I'm doing. I want to be more organized so my reviews are better. When I do my quarterly TBRs, I want to do check-ins with you to keep me accountable, as well as to just share some fun stats. I want to keep track of the authors that have put out some of my favorite books of the year, and I want to make a concerted effort to get more of their books and to keep reading them, possibly discover new authors that way. I want to continue a focus on continuing and finishing series. I want to collect every badge possible to collect in our reading challenges, and I would like to host one reading sprint on my channel. Just one. That's all I'm asking of myself. Anyway, I know that was rambly, but I just wanted to do a chill video talking about some of my goals and let you know about some of the things that I'm kind of pushing myself to do this year. I'm excited about all of them. I think that they're all attainable, but they also will push me. So I think that's a good balance. Feel free to let me know if you have any goals for 2024 as a reader or just in general, or if there's anything that I've mentioned that particularly excites you. I would love to hear about it. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on this channel, Mondays and Fridays on the manga channel, which is always linked in the description. I'll see you again soon. Bye.